Every morning before the world tells you who you are, before doubt, fear, and distractions creep in, you must tell yourself who you are. You must set the tone for your day before the world sets it for you. If you don't control your mind, something else will. These are the 12 things you must tell yourself every morning to build unshakable confidence, resilience, and purpose. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It can either be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. Every morning before the world has a chance to influence your thoughts, you must remind yourself that you are in control of them. Your emotions, your reactions, and your perspective on life are all within your power. Most people go through life feeling as if they are at the mercy of circumstances, allowing external events, people, and problems to dictate how they feel. But this is not the way to live a strong, fulfilled, and empowered life. You must understand that no matter what happens around you, the one thing that will always remain in your control is your mind. You have the ability to decide how you interpret and respond to any situation. When something negative happens, you can either let it consume you or choose to rise above it. It is a choice, one that you must make every single day. Many people wake up and immediately start their day by reacting. They check their phones, scroll through the news, read messages, and instantly let outside influences dictate their mood. Instead of starting the day with a proactive mindset, they allow negativity, stress, or other people's opinions to take charge. This is where you must take a stand. The moment you wake up, before you engage with the world, you need to tell yourself that you are in control of your thoughts and emotions. This simple declaration is powerful. It shifts you from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. It reminds you that no matter what the day brings, you have the final say in how you will feel about it. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the master of your mind. Life will throw challenges at you. Unexpected situations will arise. People will say things that upset you. Stressful events will occur. But these things only have power over you if you allow them to. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling, the rain is pouring down, and everything around you is chaotic. You have two choices. You can either let the storm control you, making you feel helpless and afraid, or you can stand firm, knowing that the storm will pass. Your mind is the same way. If you allow external situations to dictate your emotions, you will always feel like you are being tossed around by life. But when you decide that you are in control, no matter what happens, you remain steady, strong, and unshaken. This doesn't mean you will never feel negative emotions. It is natural to feel upset, angry, or stressed at times. But the key difference is in how you handle those emotions. Instead of letting them overwhelm you, you acknowledge them, process them, and then choose how to respond. You do not let them dictate your actions. You do not let them ruin your day. You take charge, reminding yourself that your emotions do not control you, control them. The way you train your mind determines how you experience life. If you constantly tell yourself that you are powerless, that life is unfair, or that you are at the mercy of your emotions, then that will become your reality. But if you remind yourself every day that you are in control, that you have the ability to shape your thoughts, and that nothing outside of you can dictate how you feel without your permission, you become unstoppable. You develop mental strength, resilience, and inner peace. You no longer react impulsively to negativity. You learn to pause, reflect, and choose your response wisely. This is why it is so important to start your day by affirming your control over your thoughts and emotions. The more you repeat this to yourself, the more it becomes ingrained in your subconscious. Eventually, it becomes second nature. You no longer fall into the trap of blaming others for your mood. You no longer allow setbacks to define your day. Instead, you move forward with confidence, knowing that no matter what happens, you are the one in charge. Excuses are the silent killers of dreams. They disguise themselves as logic, reason, and even self-care, whispering that you can start tomorrow, that you're too tired, that you don't have enough time, or that you're not ready yet. But the truth is, excuses are nothing more than the mind's way of keeping you comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Every time you give in to an excuse, you strengthen the habit of quitting. You reinforce the belief that it's okay to settle, that it's okay to wait, that it's okay to push your goals aside for another day. But success doesn't wait for the right moment, the right mood, or the right conditions. Success belongs to those who push forward even when it's hard, even when they don't feel like it, even when every part of them is screaming to stop. When you wake up in the morning, the first battle you face is with your own mind. It will try to convince you to hit snooze, to stay in bed just a little longer, to skip your morning routine, to take it easy today. But every time you choose discipline over comfort, you build strength. Every time you choose action over excuses, you move closer to your goals. The strongest, most successful people in the world are not those who have no doubts, no fears, or no moments of weakness. They are the ones who feel all those things and still take action anyway. They are the ones who silence the excuses and push forward, no matter what. Your mind will always look for the easy way out. It is wired for survival, not success. It wants to keep you safe, to protect you from discomfort, to keep you in the familiar. That's why when you think about doing something difficult, exercising, working on your goals, taking a risk, your brain immediately starts finding reasons why you shouldn't. It tells you that you don't have enough energy, that you're not talented enough, that you'll fail anyway, so why even try? But these thoughts are just roadblocks created by your own mind. They are neither a mind. The truth is, you are capable of far more than you realize. You have the strength, the ability, and the potential to achieve incredible things, but only if you refuse to listen to the excuses. Every time you let an excuse win, you make it easier for excuses to control your life. The more you give in, the stronger they become. But the opposite is also true. The more you push past them, the weaker they get. The more you choose discipline, the easier it becomes to take action. Over time, your mindset shifts. Instead of looking for ways to avoid effort, you start looking for ways to challenge yourself. Instead of letting fear stop you, you start using it as motivation. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, you realize that the perfect moment is the one where you decide to start. Think about the most successful people in any field. Do you think they got to where they are by giving in to excuses? Do you think athletes train only when they feel like it? Do you think great writers wait until they're inspired? Do you think entrepreneurs build empires by working only when it's convenient? No. They show up every single day, no matter what. They do the work, even when they don't feel like it. They push through discomfort, through self-doubt, through exhaustion, because they know that success is not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do consistently. You will never feel 100% ready. You will never have the perfect conditions. If you wait for everything to be easy, you will wait forever. The only way to succeed is to start now, exactly where you are with exactly what you have. Stop telling yourself that you'll do it later. Stop waiting for motivation. Stop letting excuses run your life. When your mind starts to come up with reasons why you should stop, remind yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. Take control. Take action. Move forward. Greatness is not something reserved for a select few. It is not something that only the lucky, the gifted, or the privileged can achieve. It is something that belongs to those who believe in it, those who work for it, and those who refuse to accept anything less than their full potential. Every single morning, you must remind yourself that you are capable of achieving greatness, because the world will try to convince you otherwise. People will project their doubts onto you. Society will try to make you conform, to stay in line, to play it safe. But deep inside, you know that you were meant for more. You were not created to be average. You were not designed to live a life of mediocrity. You have talents, abilities, and ideas that are unique to you, and if you choose to embrace them, you can accomplish extraordinary things. Self-doubt is one of the greatest barriers to success. It creeps in when you least expect it, whispering that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. It tells you that other people are more qualified, more experienced, more worthy. But these are just lies created by fear. The truth is that every successful person you admire once had the same doubts. They once questioned whether they were capable. They once wondered if they had what it took. The difference is that they did not let those doubts stop them. They chose to believe in themselves, even when it was difficult. They chose to take action, even when they were unsure. And in doing so, they proved that greatness is not about having all the answers, it is about having the courage to try. Your potential is limitless, but it will only be realized if you believe in it. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that success is for other people, that you are destined for a small life, then that is exactly what you will experience. But if you wake up every day and remind yourself that you are capable of achieving greatness, that you have the strength, the intelligence, and the resilience to succeed, then your entire reality will shift. You will start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You will start pushing past challenges instead of retreating from them. You will start becoming the person you were meant to be. It is easy to look at successful people and think that they had an advantage that you don't have. Maybe they had more resources, better connections, or a lucky break. But what you don't see is the work that went into their success. You don't see the late nights, the sacrifices, the failures they had to endure. Success is never given, it is earned. And it is earned by those who are willing to keep going, to keep learning, to keep improving. You must decide that you will be one of those people. You must refuse to settle for a life that is less than what you are capable of. You must remind yourself every morning that you have within you everything you need to succeed. The journey to greatness is not easy. There will be setbacks, rejections, and failures. There will be moments when you want to give up, when you question whether it is worth it. But those moments are the ones that define you. They are the moments when you either choose to walk away or choose to keep going. And if you choose to keep going, you will become stronger. You will develop resilience. You will prove to yourself that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. Every morning when you wake up, you have a choice. You can either believe in yourself or you can doubt yourself. You can either take action or you can make excuses. You can either move forward or stay stuck. The choice is yours, and the outcome depends on the decision you make. If you choose to believe in your own greatness, if you choose to act in alignment with the person you want to become, there is nothing that can stop you. Life is full of uncertainties, and there will always be things that you cannot control. The weather, the economy, other people's opinions, unexpected setbacks, these are all factors that are beyond your power. Yet many people spend so much time worrying about these things that they lose sight of what they can actually influence. They let fear of the unknown paralyze them, allowing external circumstances to dictate their emotions and actions. But true strength comes from understanding that your focus should always be on what is within your control. The way you think, the way you react, the effort you put in, these are the things that shape your reality. Instead of wasting energy on what you cannot change, direct your energy toward what you can. Every morning, you must remind yourself that your thoughts, actions, and attitude are within your control. No one can force you to be negative. No one can make you give up. No one has the power to define your worth unless you allow them to. You decide how you will approach the day. You decide whether you will let obstacles discourage you or push you to become stronger. You decide whether you will focus on progress or complain about problems. The moment you shift your focus from what is outside your control to what is within your power, your entire perspective changes. You no longer feel helpless. You no longer feel like a victim of circumstances. Instead, you feel empowered because you realize that success, happiness, and growth are choices that you make every single day. One of the most common ways people give away their power is by obsessing over what others think. They hesitate to take risks because they fear judgment. They hold back from pursuing their dreams because they worry about criticism. But the truth is, you cannot control other people's opinions. No matter what you do, there will always be someone who disagrees, someone who criticizes, someone who doubts you. If you let their words dictate your actions, you are allowing them to control your life. Instead of focusing on what people think, focus on your own path. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. When you do that, the opinions of others will no longer hold power over you. Another way people waste their energy is by dwelling on past mistakes and failures. They replay their regrets over and over, wishing they had done things differently. But the past is unchangeable. No matter how much you think about it, you cannot go back and rewrite history. What you can do is learn from it. You can take the lessons and use them to make better decisions moving forward. The only thing within your control is how you respond to your past. You can either let it weigh you down, or you can use it as fuel to push yourself toward a better future. The choice is yours. Worrying about the future is another trap that steals your energy. It's easy to get caught up in the what ifs. What if things go wrong? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough, but the future has not happened yet, and no amount of worry will change it? What will change it is the action you take right now. Instead of stressing about the unknown, focus on what you can do today. If you want a better future, start by making better choices in the present. Take control of your habits, your mindset, your daily routines. These small actions compound over time and lead to great results. Every day, you are faced with challenges, distractions, and situations that are outside your control. But you also have the power to decide how you will handle them. Will you let them defeat you, or will you rise above them? Will you let them break you, or will you use them to build yourself up? Your focus determines your reality. If you focus on what you cannot change, you will always feel powerless. But if you focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, your effort, you will always find a way forward. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces that can shape your life. Every morning before the demands of the day take over, you must remind yourself to be grateful for the simple fact that you have another day. It is easy to overlook the things you have, to focus on what is missing, what is wrong, or what could be better. But when you choose gratitude, you shift your perspective. Instead of dwelling on problems, you see possibilities. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you appreciate what you have. This simple shift in mindset changes everything. It affects your mood, your energy, your actions, and ultimately the results you create in your life. Each new day is a fresh start, an opportunity to grow, improve, and move closer to your goals. But too often, people wake up already feeling stressed, already thinking about what went wrong yesterday, already dreading what lies ahead. They begin their day with negativity, and as a result, they attract more negativity. But when you begin your day with gratitude, you set a completely different tone. You remind yourself that no matter what challenges you may face, you still have things to be thankful for. You still have breath in your lungs. You still have opportunities. You still have time to become the person you want to be. That is a gift, and you must never take it for granted. Gratitude is not just about acknowledging the big things in life. It is about appreciating the small things that are often overlooked. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds in the morning, the ability to move your body, the people who care about you. These are all reasons to be grateful. When you start paying attention to these moments, your entire outlook changes. You stop waiting for something huge to happen before you feel happy. You start realizing that joy is already present in your life, and all you have to do is notice it. One of the most powerful aspects of gratitude is that it rewires your brain. Studies have shown that when you practice gratitude consistently, your brain starts to focus more on the positive aspects of life. You begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You develop resilience because instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, you appreciate the lessons they bring. Gratitude shifts your energy, and when your energy changes, so do your actions. You become more motivated, more patient, more optimistic. And because you are putting out a positive energy, you start attracting more positive experiences into your life. People often think that they will be grateful once they achieve their goals, once they have more money, once everything falls into place. But that is backwards thinking. Gratitude is not a result of success, it is a cause of success. When you are grateful for what you have, you make better decisions. You work harder, not out of desperation, but out of appreciation for the opportunities in front of you. You build stronger relationships because people are drawn to those who radiate positivity and appreciation. You develop a mindset that allows you to overcome challenges because instead of focusing on what is wrong, you focus on what you can do to make things better. Gratitude also changes how you handle difficult situations. Life will not always go as planned. There will be struggles, disappointments, and losses, but even in those moments, there is something to be grateful for. Maybe it is the strength you are developing. Maybe it is the lesson you are learning. Maybe it is the support you receive from others. When you approach life with gratitude, you do not ignore the hard times, you simply refuse to let them define you. You train yourself to find the good in every situation, and in doing so, you create a life that is filled with meaning and purpose. The key is to make gratitude a daily habit. It is not something you do once in a while when things are going well. It is something you practice every single day, especially when things are difficult. Each morning, before you look at your phone, before you start worrying about your to-do list, take a moment to be grateful. Say it out loud, write it down, or simply feel it in your heart. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes. You start to realize that no matter what happens, there is always something to be thankful for. And when you live with that mindset, you attract more reasons to be grateful. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and the life you truly want. It is the invisible force that holds people back, keeping them stuck in their comfort zones, preventing them from taking the risks necessary to grow and succeed. Fear whispers in your ear, telling you that you are not good enough, that you might fail, that it is safer to stay where you are. But fear is nothing more than a story your mind creates, a story that is only true if you choose to believe it. The truth is, fear is not meant to stop you. It is meant to challenge you, to test your courage, to push you toward becoming stronger. Every morning, you must remind yourself that fear is temporary, but regret lasts forever. The fear of failure is one of the most common reasons people never take action. They are afraid of looking foolish, of making mistakes, of putting in effort only to fall short. But failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. Every person who has ever achieved greatness has faced failure along the way. The difference is they did not let it stop them. They understood that failure is a teacher, a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey. When you allow fear of failure to control you, you rob yourself of opportunities to grow. You stay in the same place, wondering what could have been if only you had tried. But when you face your fears head on, you take control. You realize that failure is not the end, it is just another step forward. Another fear that holds people back is the fear of what others will think. Too many people live their lives based on the opinions of others, afraid to take risks because they might be judged. They silence their dreams because they worry about criticism. But the truth is, no matter what you do, there will always be someone who has an opinion. If you let that stop you, you're giving others control over your life. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. You are the one who has to live with your choices. You are the one who has to face the consequences of staying small, of never going after what you really want. When you stop fearing judgment, you free yourself to live fully, to chase your dreams without hesitation. Fear often disguises itself as logic. It convinces you that now is not the right time, that you need more experience, that you should wait until you are 100% ready. But you will never feel completely ready. There will always be uncertainty, always be a reason to delay. The key is to act despite the fear, to take the first step even when you are unsure. Confidence is not something you are born with, it is something you build by facing your fears, by proving to yourself that you are capable. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, you become stronger. Every time you take action despite fear, you make it weaker. Fear wants you to focus on everything that could go wrong. It fills your mind with worst-case scenarios, making you believe that disaster is inevitable. But what if you focused on what could go right? What if, instead of worrying about failure, you imagined success? What if, instead of fearing rejection, you focused on the possibility of growth? Your thoughts create your reality. If you constantly dwell on fear, you will find reasons to stay stuck. But if you shift your mindset, if you focus on potential and opportunity, you will find the courage to move forward. Fear is temporary. It is a momentary feeling that arises when you step into the unknown. But regret lasts forever. Regret is looking back at your life and realizing you let fear win, that you played it safe, that you never took the chance to see what you were truly capable of. That is far more painful than any fear you could face today. The choice is yours. You can either let fear dictate your life, or you can acknowledge it, face it, and refuse to let it control you. Fear is a test, a challenge, an invitation to grow. And if you are willing to push through it, you will discover a strength inside you that you never knew existed. Self-discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the foundation of success, the ability to do what needs to be done even when you do not feel like doing it. Many people rely on motivation to take action, but motivation is fleeting. Some days you will wake up excited and driven, ready to conquer your goals. Other days you will feel tired, distracted, or uninspired. That is where discipline comes in. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation fades. It is the commitment to stay consistent, to show up for yourself every single day, regardless of how you feel. Every morning, you must remind yourself that success is not built on feelings, it is built on discipline. Most people want success, but they are not willing to do what is necessary to achieve it. They want to be in great shape, but they skip workouts when they do not feel like exercising. They want financial freedom, but they procrastinate instead of taking action. They want to build strong relationships, but they fail to put in the effort. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is discipline. Successful people do not wait to feel motivated. They create habits and routines that keep them on track no matter what. They understand that growth requires consistency, and consistency requires discipline. Self-discipline is not about punishing yourself or forcing yourself to do things you hate. It is about making a commitment to your future self. It is about recognizing that the choices you make today determine the life you will have tomorrow. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are strengthening your character. Every time you push through resistance, you are proving to yourself that you are capable of more. Discipline is not easy, but it is necessary. And the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. One of the biggest obstacles to self-discipline is the mind's tendency to seek comfort. The human brain is wired to avoid discomfort, to choose the path of least resistance. It tells you to sleep in instead of waking up early. It tells you to relax instead of working on your goals. It tells you that one missed day will not make a difference. But discipline is about overriding those impulses. It is about making decisions based on long-term success rather than short-term comfort. When you train yourself to act despite discomfort, you gain control over your mind. You become the master of your habits instead of a slave to your emotions. Another challenge with discipline is the temptation of distractions. In today's world, it is easier than ever to get sidetracked. Social media, entertainment, and endless notifications are constantly pulling you away from what truly matters. Without discipline, it is easy to lose hours, days, even years being distracted instead of making progress. The key is to develop focus, to create an environment that supports your goals. This means eliminating unnecessary distractions, setting clear priorities, and holding yourself accountable. When you make discipline a daily practice, distractions lose their power over you. People often think that discipline means sacrificing happiness, but the opposite is true. Discipline leads to freedom. When you are disciplined with your finances, you create financial stability. When you are disciplined with your health, you feel stronger and more energetic. When you are disciplined with your time, you achieve more and experience less stress. Discipline is not about restriction, it is about empowerment. It is about taking control of your life and designing it the way you want. Building self-discipline is like building a muscle. It does not happen overnight, but the more you practice, the stronger it becomes. It starts with small decisions, waking up on time, completing tasks even when you do not feel like it, sticking to your commitments. Over time, these small actions build momentum. They create habits that shape your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who struggles with discipline and start seeing yourself as someone who is in control. And once you develop that mindset, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Your thoughts shape your reality. Every day, your mind is flooded with thoughts, some positive, some negative, some empowering, some limiting. It is easy to believe that your circumstances, your environment, or the people around you define who you are. But the truth is that your thoughts have the most significant influence on your life. You are not a passive observer in your own life. You are the creator. The way you think, the beliefs you hold, and the narratives you tell yourself shape every aspect of your experience. That's why it is so important to guard your mind and take control of your thoughts. Every morning, you must remind yourself that what you focus on expands. What you believe in your heart and speak with your mouth will eventually become your reality. Negative thinking is one of the most powerful forces that holds people back from reaching their full potential. When you focus on the problems, the difficulties, and the things that are going wrong, your mind begins to look for more of the same. You attract more negativity into your life because your thoughts are creating that reality. But the opposite is also true. When you choose to focus on the positive, when you seek out opportunities, when you choose to see the good in every situation, your mind begins to find solutions and possibilities. This shift in perspective can change everything. Instead of seeing obstacles, you begin to see opportunities for growth. Instead of feeling defeated, you feel motivated to keep going. The thoughts you repeat to yourself daily become the beliefs that guide your actions. If you tell yourself that you are not good enough, not smart enough, or that success is for others but not for you, you will unconsciously limit your own potential. These limiting beliefs keep you stuck in the same patterns, preventing you from taking risks or stepping outside of your comfort zone. But when you change the way you think, when you replace those negative beliefs with empowering ones, everything shifts. You begin to take bold actions, you start to embrace challenges, and you start seeing yourself as capable of achieving great things. Your thoughts are also incredibly powerful in how they influence your emotions. If you wake up in the morning and immediately start thinking about everything that could go wrong, how stressed you are, how tired you feel, you set the tone for the rest of the day. Your emotions will follow your thoughts, and soon you will be stuck in a negative spiral. But if you consciously choose to think thoughts that make you feel good, thoughts that are hopeful, empowering, and optimistic, you change the way you feel. Instead of starting your day with stress and anxiety, you start it with peace and excitement. You start your day with a mindset that is ready to take on whatever comes, no matter how challenging. It is essential to remember that you are not your thoughts. Just because a thought enters your mind does not mean it is true. We all have negative or irrational thoughts from time to time, but they do not define us. What defines us is how we respond to those thoughts. Do we accept them as truth? Or do we challenge them and replace them with thoughts that serve us? Every morning, remind yourself that you have the power to choose your thoughts. You do not have to accept every thought that crosses your mind. You can let go of the ones that are unhelpful and replace them with ones that empower you. The language you use with yourself is also incredibly important. When you speak negatively about yourself, you are reinforcing those negative beliefs. Phrases like, "I'm not good enough," "I can't do this," or "I always fail" become self-fulfilling prophecies. Instead, make it a habit to speak words of encouragement to yourself. Tell yourself, "I am capable, I am worthy of success, and I have everything I need to succeed." By affirming these positive statements, you begin to reprogram your mind to believe them. Your thoughts start to align with your goals, and your actions start to reflect those beliefs. As you train your mind to think positively, you will begin to notice a change in how you see the world. Opportunities will appear where you once saw only challenges. People will show up to support you in ways you never expected. Your circumstances will begin to shift because your mindset has shifted. When you believe in your own potential, when you believe that good things are on the way, you begin to take the actions necessary to make those beliefs a reality. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and you start creating the life you desire by taking intentional steps every day. Perseverance is the unwavering determination to keep going, no matter how tough the journey becomes. It is the ability to keep moving forward, even when obstacles stand in your way, even when you feel like giving up. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, disappointments, and moments where success seems out of reach. In those moments, it's easy to throw in the towel and walk away. But it's the people who persevere that ultimately reach their goals. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's the willingness to keep going when things get hard. Every morning, remind yourself that perseverance is the key to overcoming any obstacle. No matter how many times you fall, what matters is how many times you get up and keep pushing forward. The road to success is rarely a straight line. There are bumps, detours, and setbacks along the way. When you encounter difficulties, it can be easy to think that maybe you're not cut out for success, that perhaps you're not good enough, or that the universe is working against you. But those thoughts are just temporary. The moment you start doubting yourself, remember that every successful person has faced their share of challenges. The difference is they didn't let those challenges stop them. They embraced them, learned from them, and used them to fuel their journey. Perseverance means choosing to keep going no matter what comes your way, and finding a way through even when the path seems unclear. Many people give up too soon, thinking that their efforts are in vain when they don't see immediate results. But success is built over time with consistent effort, even when the rewards aren't visible right away. This is why perseverance is so important. It helps you to stay committed when the results are slow to appear, and it helps you to keep moving forward despite the setbacks. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see progress immediately, but real growth takes time. Every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. Every challenge you overcome is a lesson learned that makes you stronger and more prepared for the next phase of your journey. Perseverance is the force that pushes you through those tough times, knowing that each day of persistence is laying the foundation for something great. One of the keys to perseverance is resilience. Life will inevitably throw curveballs your way, unexpected circumstances, people who let you down, moments of failure. But your ability to bounce back, to regain your strength and motivation after facing adversity is what will set you apart. Resilience is about viewing setbacks not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to learn and grow. When you are resilient, you don't see failure as the end, you see it as part of the process. You understand that success is not about avoiding hardship, but about how you handle it when it comes. The most successful people are often those who have failed the most, but they didn't allow failure to define them. They used it as fuel to keep going. Another important aspect of perseverance is patience. You cannot rush the process of growth and success. Many people become discouraged when they feel like they're not moving fast enough, but true progress takes time. You have to trust in the process, keep doing the work, and understand that great things don't happen overnight. Patience allows you to stay calm and focused, even when things aren't happening as quickly as you would like. It helps you to trust that each step you take is moving you closer to where you want to be, even if the results aren't immediately visible. Perseverance also requires a deep sense of purpose. When you are connected to a larger goal or vision, it becomes easier to push through the tough times. Your why acts as a powerful motivator when the road gets rough. Whether it's the desire to create a better future for yourself and your loved ones, to make a positive impact in the world, or to live a life aligned with your values, that deeper purpose can keep you going when everything else seems to be falling apart. When you know why you're doing something, it becomes much easier to keep putting in the effort, even when the going gets tough. The ability to persevere is also closely tied to self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself and your ability to overcome challenges, it will be difficult to keep going when things get tough. But when you have confidence in your abilities and trust that you can handle whatever comes your way, perseverance becomes second nature. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving great things. When you trust in your own strength, perseverance becomes a natural response to adversity. No matter how difficult your journey may seem, always remind yourself that perseverance is the key to success. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, every setback is a lesson, and every moment of struggle brings you one step closer to your goal. Keep going, even when it feels impossible. Keep pushing forward, even when the road seems long. Your perseverance will be the force that carries you through, and in the end, it will be the reason you succeed. Success is never handed to anyone on a silver platter. It is earned through hard work, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment. One of the most important qualities that will help you achieve success is an intense work ethic. A strong work ethic means that you are willing to put in the time and effort required to achieve your goals, regardless of how challenging the process may be. It means being disciplined enough to push through discomfort, knowing that every moment you dedicate to your craft brings you one step closer to your dreams. A work ethic that consistently prioritizes effort over shortcuts or easy routes will set you apart from the crowd and enable you to reach the levels of success that others only dream of. Most people underestimate the power of hard work. They see the success of others and assume it came effortlessly, forgetting that behind every successful person lies years of dedication and effort. Success is not about luck, talent, or intelligence alone. It is about the willingness to outwork the competition. A solid work ethic is about consistently showing up, even when no one is watching, even when the results aren't immediate, and even when the work feels endless. It's about knowing that success is the result of small, consistent actions taken day after day, even when motivation is lacking or obstacles arise. Without hard work, talent becomes irrelevant. Hard work is the antidote to the fear of failure. Many people avoid taking action because they fear that their efforts will be wasted or that they might not achieve their desired results. But hard work eliminates this fear because it turns the process into something measurable. When you work hard, you are focusing on the process rather than the end result. You learn, you grow, you improve, and even when success does not appear immediately, you can still take pride in the effort you've put in. Every bit of work you do, no matter how small, contributes to your overall growth. You're building skills, gaining experience, and shaping yourself into the person who will eventually reach the level of success you desire. One of the key aspects of hard work is the ability to keep going even when it feels like nothing is happening. The early stages of any endeavor are often filled with uncertainty and lack of visible progress. You might put in long hours without seeing immediate results, and it can feel like you're spinning your wheels. But hard work teaches you patience and resilience. It helps you develop the strength to keep moving forward, even when things aren't going as planned. It teaches you that every step, even the ones that don't immediately show results, is a step in the right direction. Success doesn't come overnight, but it comes to those who keep working day in and day out despite the frustration of slow progress. Your work ethic also defines how you handle setbacks. Everyone faces failure at some point, and it's easy to become discouraged. It's easy to think that because something didn't work out, it's a sign that you're not good enough or that you should give up. However, a strong work ethic sees failure as a part of the process, not an obstacle. When you approach failure with the mindset that it's just a stepping stone to success, you learn from it rather than letting it stop you. A relentless work ethic pushes you to rise above failure, to learn from mistakes, and to keep pushing forward no matter how many times you fall. Hard work also involves taking ownership of your progress. You can't wait for motivation to strike. You can't rely on others to push you or hold you accountable. You have to take full responsibility for your success. This means setting clear goals, creating a plan of action, and following through. It means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means being your own biggest motivator and pushing yourself when things get difficult. A strong work ethic is about consistency. It's about building habits that support your success and continually pushing yourself beyond your limits to see just how much you can achieve. Another important aspect of hard work is its ability to shape your character. The process of working hard, of putting in the hours, and of persevering in the face of challenges builds qualities such as discipline, patience, and determination. Hard work teaches you humility because you understand that success doesn't come easily or without effort. It teaches you the value of perseverance and the importance of staying committed to your goals. The more you work, the more you develop a deep sense of pride in your effort. Knowing that your success was earned, not given, hard work fuels the confidence needed to take on new challenges. The more you dedicate yourself to your goals, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving great things. The more work you put in, the more you see yourself becoming better at what you do. With each accomplishment, big or small, you gain confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes next. A strong work ethic not only brings success, but also builds the self-belief that you can take on any challenge and emerge victorious. Gratitude is one of the most powerful and transformative emotions you can practice every day. It's easy to focus on what you don't have, what isn't going right, or what you feel is missing in your life. However, when you shift your focus to what you already have, you create a mindset of abundance, contentment, and joy. Gratitude helps you to appreciate the present moment and acknowledge the many blessings in your life, no matter how small. It enables you to shift from a mindset of lack to one of abundance, which has the power to attract even more good things into your life. When you wake up every morning, you must remind yourself to be grateful for all that you have and for all that is yet to come. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a choice. It's easy to feel thankful when things are going well, when you are experiencing success, or when life is going your way. However, the true power of gratitude is in being able to cultivate it even during times of struggle or difficulty. It's easy to be thankful when life is smooth, but the real test comes when life challenges you. In those moments, gratitude becomes even more crucial. It's about choosing to focus on what you still have instead of what you've lost or what's going wrong. When you practice gratitude in the face of adversity, you begin to train your mind to find the silver lining, to look for the lessons, and to appreciate the growth that comes from overcoming challenges. Gratitude is a powerful tool that shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance. We often think that in order to be happy, we need more success, more money, more recognition, more possessions. But the truth is, happiness does not come from having more. It comes from appreciating what you already have. When you are constantly focused on what's missing or what you don't have, you will always feel unfulfilled. But when you practice gratitude and focus on the blessings in your life, you begin to see the abundance that already exists. Gratitude helps you realize that you are already rich in so many ways, whether it's in the love of family and friends, in the beauty of nature, in the small moments of joy throughout the day, or in the opportunities that are available to you. Gratitude shifts your perspective and opens your eyes to the countless blessings that surround you. When you practice gratitude, you invite more positive energy into your life. Our thoughts and emotions are magnetic. They attract what we focus on. If you are constantly thinking about what you don't have or what's not working in your life, you attract more of the same. However, when you choose to focus on what you are grateful for, you begin to attract more of the things that align with that energy. Gratitude creates a positive feedback loop. The more you are thankful, the more you find things to be thankful for. It raises your vibration, helps you feel more positive, and opens the door for more good things to come into your life. Another powerful aspect of gratitude is its ability to improve your mental and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that people who practice gratitude regularly experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. When you are grateful, your brain releases chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which are associated with feelings of happiness and well-being. Gratitude helps you to rewire your brain to focus on the positive rather than dwelling on the negative. It changes the way you think, creating a mindset that looks for solutions instead of problems, opportunities instead of obstacles. The more you practice gratitude, the more it becomes a habit, and the more natural it becomes to focus on what's good in your life. Gratitude also strengthens your relationships. When you express gratitude toward others, you create deeper, more meaningful connections. People appreciate being acknowledged and valued, and expressing your gratitude for them fosters a sense of closeness and mutual respect. When you are grateful for the people in your life, you are less likely to take them for granted, and you are more likely to nurture those relationships. Gratitude helps you to show up for the people you love, to appreciate their efforts, and to acknowledge the role they play in your life. It strengthens bonds and builds trust, making your relationships stronger and more fulfilling. Moreover, gratitude fosters resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and no one is exempt from facing tough times. But when you practice gratitude, you build the resilience needed to get through those hard times. Gratitude helps you to find strength in adversity, to see challenges as opportunities for growth, and to maintain a positive outlook even in the face of hardship. When you are grateful, you are better able to cope with stress, find solutions, and bounce back from setbacks. Gratitude shifts your mindset from one of helplessness to one of empowerment. It reminds you that you are capable, that you have overcome challenges before, and that you have everything you need to keep moving forward. Gratitude is also a great motivator. When you appreciate what you have, it gives you the energy and drive to keep striving for more. Gratitude helps you recognize how far you've come and motivates you to keep pushing toward your goals. It gives you the strength to take action, even when things seem difficult, because you are driven by the positive energy that gratitude creates. By focusing on what you are grateful for, you unlock a wellspring of motivation and inspiration that propels you toward your dreams. Ultimately, gratitude is a mindset, and like any mindset, it takes practice to cultivate. It is easy to fall into the habit of complaining or focusing on what's wrong in your life, but when you make gratitude a part of your daily routine, you begin to transform your experience. Each day is an opportunity to practice gratitude, to reflect on the blessings in your life, and to appreciate the abundance that surrounds you. Believing in yourself is the most important thing you can do to achieve success and fulfillment in life. It's not about thinking that you are perfect or that everything you do will always work out. Belief in yourself is about knowing, deep in your soul, that you are capable of achieving great things, regardless of the obstacles or challenges you face along the way. It is the foundation upon which all other actions are built. Without self-belief, you will hesitate, doubt yourself, and stop before you even start. But with it, you unlock your true potential and you give yourself permission to pursue your dreams with confidence and courage. Self-belief is not something that comes automatically. It is a muscle that needs to be exercised every day. We live in a world that is filled with external influences that tell us what we can and can't do, what we are and aren't capable of. These outside voices often plant seeds of doubt in our minds, making it easy to question our abilities and second-guess our choices. But self-belief is the antidote to this negativity. It is the understanding that you are not limited by the opinions of others or by your past experiences. You are capable of growth, of change, and of success, no matter where you are starting from. Believing in yourself means trusting that you have what it takes to overcome whatever challenges come your way. Life is never without its hurdles, but when you believe in your abilities, those obstacles become opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable walls. With self-belief, you see challenges not as reasons to quit, but as steps on the path to your success. You trust in your resilience, your strength, and your creativity to find solutions, to adapt, and to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the journey becomes. When you believe in yourself, you also learn to trust your decisions. Every day, you are faced with choices. Some are small, others are life-altering. When you lack belief in your abilities, it's easy to become paralyzed by indecision, constantly seeking validation or fearing that you will make the wrong choice. But when you have confidence in yourself, you make decisions with clarity and conviction. You know that every decision you make is a learning experience, and you trust that you have the wisdom to navigate the challenges that arise. You no longer waste time second-guessing yourself or looking for approval from others. Your belief in your own judgment empowers you to move forward with confidence. Self-belief also fuels the courage to take risks. Success is rarely achieved by playing it safe or staying in your comfort zone. It is about stepping out of the familiar and taking chances, even when you're unsure of the outcome. Believing in yourself gives you the courage to face uncertainty and take bold steps. You understand that failure is not something to fear, but rather an inevitable part of growth. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, you expand your capabilities, learn new lessons, and move closer to your goals. With self-belief, you see risks not as threats, but as opportunities for progress. One of the most powerful aspects of self-belief is its ability to help you stay persistent. Success rarely happens overnight. It takes time, effort, and the ability to keep going when things get tough. It's easy to give up when you're not seeing immediate results or when you encounter obstacles. But when you believe in yourself, you keep going. You trust that your efforts will pay off, even if the rewards are not immediate. You understand that persistence is key, and you know that every small step forward is still progress, no matter how slow it may seem. Self-belief helps you stay focused on the long-term vision and encourages you to keep moving toward your dreams, even when the path is unclear. Moreover, self-belief helps you to cultivate resilience. Life is filled with setbacks and disappointments. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when you face rejection or when you fail. However, when you have belief in yourself, you don't let those setbacks define you. You see them as temporary and you bounce back stronger each time. With self-belief, you develop the strength to keep going, to adapt and to try again, knowing that every failure is a lesson that gets you closer to success. The people who achieve great things are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who use failure as a stepping stone to learn and grow. Belief in yourself also plays a crucial role in how you handle criticism. No matter how successful you become, there will always be critics. People may doubt you, judge you, or tell you that you're not capable. But when you believe in yourself, you are able to separate your self-worth from the opinions of others. You recognize that criticism is not a reflection of your value, but rather an opportunity to learn and improve. You develop the confidence to keep moving forward, regardless of what others say, because you trust in your abilities and your vision. Finally, believing in yourself is contagious. When you carry yourself with confidence and conviction, others begin to believe in you as well. People are drawn to those who have a strong sense of self-belief because they see someone who is determined, capable, and ready to take on the world. Your belief in yourself inspires others to believe in themselves, creating a ripple effect that spreads positivity and motivation throughout your community. In the end, believing in yourself is not about arrogance or thinking that you are better than others. It is about recognizing your own worth, trusting in your abilities, and knowing that you are capable of achieving great things. It is the foundation for everything else in life, the key that unlocks your potential, and the force that drives you toward your dreams.